Them. Fabulous. And while you're doing that, I'm going to talk through what we're going to do. So I've given you a brief description. Now I'm going to go through exactly what we're going to do. We're going to start. We've got 2 sets of exercises that we're going to do with our arms. So the first one, we're going to do some weights. So if you've got your weights with you, that's great. If you've not, tins of beans, tins of food will work perfectly well. So we've got about 8 exercises to do there. I'm going to ask you to do them in your own time, and I will talk you through. So I'll be watching you while you're doing them, and I'll be giving pointers, feedback. But if you get stuck, put your sound on, unmute yourself, and just ask them what you've got to do next. Then we've got a second set of exercises. Second set of arm exercises that don't involve a weight, but it's going to be a bit more on shaping, a bit more on front supports. So I'll talk you through those. We're going to do those as a Tabata exercise. So we're going to do 2 rounds of that, nice and easy. Then we're going to move on to our bars conditioning. So again, this will happen as a Tabata. We've got something that you're going to do with either, if you've got parallettes with you, you can use those. If not, hands on the floor or hands on a sturdy book. Make sure it's nice and thick though, so it doesn't wobble and you fall over. Then we'll do my handstand work, because for bars you need absolutely fantastic handstands. And then to finish off, we'll do a little bit of upstart work, because when we came back the first time, the thing we noticed as coaches is that you were getting much tireder on bars nice and quick, which is very understandable, as you haven't been on bars for ages. But at this time, to make sure that you're as ready as possible to get back on those bars, we're going to do lots and lots of bars conditioning, lots of upstart conditioning, and lots of handstand work. So it might be quite familiar, it might be a little bit repetitive, but it will all be working towards something really good at the end. Right, keep following Josie. Good, lifting up, reach down to your toes and hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, sitting up. Nice and stretched, well done. And lowering again, holding it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and sitting up, carrying on. Got loads of people again tonight. Well done, guys. It's really hard work to come even when you're quite tired and you're only doing gymnastics in your living room. So well done for coming and well done for turning up. It will definitely mean that you're even better when we get to come back into the gym. It will set you up to be a fantastic gymnast. Those who can work at home and those who can work under their own steam work really well when then we ask them to come back in and work things on their own, so do some independent working, which you might be quite used to doing in school. Right, hold gut straddle fold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, sitting up. And again, going down to straddle fold, holding. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lovely job, guys. Okay, carrying on. Stretching out those wrists. Make sure they're nice and warm, so we will be doing some handstand work. Okay, ready for splits. 1 foot in front, Oh, sorry, I've got it wrong. Josie's doing backs next. Stretching out your backs. That's it. Make sure your feet are glued together at the back. Nice and tight. Really push your hips down to the floor. Looking up at the ceiling to increase that stretch. And then when you push back, push those shoulders down to the floor. Try and keep that back nice and straight. Lift your bum up in the air to give your shoulders an even deeper stretch. Good, and forwards again. Looking up, if you can bring your toes up and touch your head. Fantastic. Okay, now, one foot in front, ready for your splits. Let's start with a nice long lunge. So hands either side of your foot, lifting your back knee up and holding it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Elbows down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sitting back, straightening that front leg. We're only going to do 3 stretches. Hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And sliding into splits. Keep those arms up if you're flat. Push those knees down. Hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And swap. We'll go swap sides there. We've got lots to do. That's it. Other foot in front. And long lunge. Holding it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Elbows down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sitting back with a nice straight leg. Hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And sliding into splits. Arms up if you're flat, nice and stretched. Push those knees down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, stretching out those box splits. So frogs legs first. Push your hips down to the floor. Make sure your bum is in line with your knees. And then your toes are directly behind your knees. So they shouldn't be pointing out to the sides. They should be in a nice line. If you know that you're in the wrong shape, correct it. Lovely job. Okay, that's it. Moving on. Sliding down to splits. Ideally on your elbows. Keep those legs straight. Again, your knees and your toes should be in line with your bum. So don't let yourself lean too far forwards or too far backwards. If you know you're not quite over the top, adjust it now. Fabulous. Okay, moving on. Stretching out those shoulders again. So hands behind you, fingertips facing your bum, and then just bend those elbows. That's it. And then pushing up to your bridge. I want you to push up to bridge, count to 5, come down, and then the second time, you're going to push up to bridge, do a couple of rocks backwards and forwards, really stretch your shoulders out, try and get your shoulders pushing over your fingers, and then you can come down again. That's it, well done. Okay, and then when you're ready, get yourself a drink and then get your ears open and ready so you know what I'm going to show you. So we are going to start with our weights exercise. So you're going to need a combination of 1 and 2 weights, depending on what exercise you're doing. So we're going to start with squats with a bicep curl. So if you're a little bit younger, want to make it a little bit easier for yourself, you're going to take 1 weight and you're going to hold 1 weight, hold the weight, out in front of you in both hands. You do your squat, pull the weight into your chest and back down. If you want to make it a little bit harder for yourself, if you're a bit older, train more hours, you squat, you hold 1 in each hand and then you bring both up. Make sure that your inside of your elbows are pointing forward, so you're not like this. And then when you pull it in, you're pulling up to your chest like that. So Josie's going to show you one more with 2 weights. You go down and then pull in. Make sure your squat's nice, so your toes are pointing forwards, knees push forwards, and your bum's in. Then the second one, turn to the side for me, Josie. You're now going to hold the weights so that your knuckles are pointing forwards like this. Nice tight arms, and you're going to do tricep pulses. So you're going to push the weights behind you like that, lifting up and then down. Like Josie's doing, it's got to be really controlled, nice and slow. There's no point in just doing this and swinging forwards. You stop when you get to your legs, and then you just lift back and then down again. The third exercise is bent over rows. So you're going to bend your knees. Again, you hold this in both hands. No, hold weights in both hands. Bend your knees, nice straight back. Pull the weights into your armpits. Just like that. You'll notice Josie's at a slight angle. She's not too far forwards. She's not sat up too high. She's got a nice little bend, and then her chest is just leaning forward slightly. Then you put one weight down. You hold the other one above your head, nice straight arms. You then bend your arms and bring it down to the back. If you look, she's dropping it slowly. She's not touching the back of her neck or the back of her spine, so it shouldn't be hitting you in the back. It should just be lowering down nice and slowly. Then, press ups, easy peasy. I don't think you need a demonstration of those. Make sure you keep your body nice and tight. Don't drop your chest, don't stick your bum in the air. Then, we're going back to our squats, but we're only holding one weight. You put the weight on your shoulder, squat down, stretch your elbow up, and then back down again. Swap arms, do it on the other side. And then the last one you do, going back to your press-ups, but holding your hands in a diamond shape. You're going to do press-ups with your hands in a diamond. So, we're going to do 2 rounds of those. You're going to do 20 of each exercise, except where you do the squat with the weight above your head. With those ones, you're going to do 10 on each side. So you'll do 10 on your right, 10 on your left. So you're going to do it in your own time. I will say the exercises as we go through. If you've got stuck, just say, Fran, what do I do after this one? And I will answer you. If you're running at a similar time to Close, you'll know she'll be doing all the next ones. So, ready? 2 rounds. On your marks, set, go. So 20 of each exercise. We start with our squats with a bicep curl, and then we turn and we do our tricep pulses as the second one. Good, well done. I'm going to be watching, so if I see things where I'm like, you could do it a bit better, or if I see you doing it really well, I will tell you those. Good, well done. Good, Lauren, just make sure you're keeping your back up nice and tall when you're doing your squats. You're just letting those shoulders drop down a little bit. Well done, keep going then everybody. Remember 20 of those, and then when you've done 20, you're going to do your tricep pulses. So where you turn to the side and push those arms back behind you like that. Make sure you keep yourself nice and tall when you do your tricep pulses, and make sure you're not swinging. Knuckles facing forward, Zadie. That's better, well done. Good, not so high, Tilly. It's only got to be a little lift. That's it, much better, well done. Good, Darcy. Good, Lola. Good, Scarlett. After tricep pulses, you've got your bent over rows, so where you lean forward slightly and bring both weights into your armpits. So remember, 20 of each exercise. Good, good, Ellen, that's a really nice shape. A little bit straight with your back, Zadie, that's it. Nice shapes, Charlotte. And good, Evie, well done. After your bent over rows, you're going to put one weight down, other up by your ears, and then bring it down to your shoulders. Nice and slowly, good. Good, Sula, a little bit slower. Doesn't need to be so fast. Good, Millie. That's it. Nice and controlled here. Squeeze your ears the whole time when you're doing your tricep extensions. So squeeze those ears, keep your back straight, don't let yourself arch. Good, Ava, keep that back nice and tight, so make sure you pull those ribs in. Don't let your back arch. Good, Emily, squeeze those arms into your ears. Good, Ellie. Nice, Imogen. You only need to be holding one weight for this one. So put one weight down and then hold the other one in both hands. After you've done your tricep extensions, you've got 20 press-ups. So that's it, nice low bodies. Good, hold it in both hands, that's it. Good, well done. Once you've done your 20 press-ups, you're going to do your squats, holding one weight on your shoulder, and then as you stand up, you extend that arm up to the ceiling. Good, Ellie and Macy. Some good press-ups there. Good, Neve. Get that body, bend those arms even more. That's it. Even deeper with that squat, Isabella. I reckon you can make it go bigger than that. Oh, there you go. Loads better. That's it, nice straight backs and knee squats. Make sure this time you're doing 10 on each side. So once you've done 10 on one arm, swap and do 10 on the other arm. And then the last one you've got is your diamond press-ups. If you're finding them a bit hard, only do 15. Good, Lola, make sure your knees are pushing forwards in that squat. They're going a little bit out to the side. So toes forwards and then push your knees forwards. Good, Ewan, well done. Same for you, Tilly, knees going forwards, don't let them go out to the side. So the last exercise you've got is diamond press-ups, so hands in that lovely diamond shape. That's it, well done. And then nice deep press-ups. If it's a bit hard, either reduce it or pop your knees on the floor so that you're getting the nice shapes. That's it. With the normal press-ups or press-ups with a diamond? After the normal press-ups, you're going to do your squats. So I'll show you. Imagine I've got a weight in this hand. You're going to squat down and then stretch your arm up to the ceiling like that. 10 on your right side and then 10 on your left. No worries, well done. Good job, everybody. Remember, we're going to do 2 rounds of this one. So once you've done one set, I would like you to go back to doing your squats with a bicep curl. So picking up both weights or one if you're a little bit younger, and then doing a big squat, and then bring them into your chest. You're doing really well, well done. That's it, well done. For the squats with a bicep curl, make sure you're using both arms. So even if you're using one weight, hold the weight in both hands. And then that way you're working both of your arms equally. Good, Darcy, don't let those shoulders drop forwards. Good, Isla W. Just make sure your toes are facing forward so your knees push forwards over your toes. They're just going a little bit out to the side at the moment. That was a better one, good girl. Good, so after you've done your squats with the bicep curl, you've got your tricep pulses, so where you hold it in, the weight in both arms, and then lift those arms up behind you. So remember, we're still doing 20, so once you've done 20 of those, 20 of the squats, you do 20 tricep pulses. Then you do 20 bent over rows. Good. Remember to control, don't let your arms just flop. Make sure you control every movement. Well done, keep going. Nice, strong shoulders. Push those arms backwards. Good. When you do the bent over rows, bring both arms in at the same time. So not just one, I want them both to come in at the same time. Much better, Sophia, well done. A little bit further forwards with your chest. In the bent over rows. If you're talking about the bent over rows, yes, I would like you to bend your knees just a little bit. That's it, keep going. Once you've done your bent over rows, what I would like you to do, holding just one weight above your ears, you're going to bend those arms and straighten them again. Good, Maya. Nice shapes there, well done. After press-ups, the diamond press-ups or the normal press-ups? The diamond ones. Once you've done the diamond ones, I want you to go back and you're going to do your squats with a big bicep curl like this. So you're going to go down and then pull those arms in. No worries. Keep working really hard. Did someone say something? Well done. Once you've done your tricep extensions, you're going to press up. So normal press ups without the diamond. Nice, Lola, good shapes. That back's staying really tight as well, which I like. Good, Tilly, keep that bum nice and low. Don't let your bum come up. Good, Charlotte. Once you've done your press-ups, you're holding one weight and you're going to do a big squat and then extend that arm up by your ear even. And then you do 10 of those on one side, swap hands and do 10 on the other arm. That's it, keep going. You're nearly done now. What's going to happen is, once Josie's finished, I'm going to give you a couple more seconds, so I'm going to give you sort of another minute, and then wherever you finish at that point, we'll stop there and move on. After press-ups, you've got squats with an arm extension, like Josie's doing right now. Make sure those knees are facing forwards. Don't let them creep out. Nice, Charlotte, good girl. Pardon? Once you're done, you can pick your favourite exercise and do that for another minute. Well done. Once you've done the squats, like Josie's doing, you go put your hands in the diamond and you do your diamond press-ups. That's it. Isla, move your shoulders slightly further forward so you're not just on your hands and knees and equal. I want you to have more weight on your hands so that your knees are only just touching the floor to make it a little bit harder. That way you're making your arms and your shoulders really work. Well done, keep going. Well done, nearly finished now, guys. Keep going. Well, it looks like loads of you are done already. Well done. Okay, I'm going to give you about another 30 seconds. That's it. Nearly finished, 20 seconds left. Well done, Alice. Well done, Lauren. Okay, hold it there. Give your arms a shake. Right, we're moving on. So, we're now going to do 2 Tabatas. So, nice and simple. This one's mostly working on our front supports. So, hello. Josie's giving me evil eyes, so I've made her shoulders ache. The first exercise we're going to do is just holding front support. Nice and easy. Just holding a shape, nice rounded back, nice flat bum, so don't be dropping them down too far or lifting them up too high. Then the next one you're going to do is front support, down to plank and up again. So Joyce will show you one if you're not sure. You go down onto your elbows and then back up. The really important thing again is that you keep your hips nice and low and you don't stick your bum in the air or let your bum come to the floor. Then the next one is you do 1 wide press up, followed by one narrow press up. So you have your arms really wide for one, and then you move them and you swap. So you'll go one wide, move it in, one narrow one. So you bring those arms in nice and close. Then back into front support, you're going to do leg taps. So you're going to lift one hand up, tap those legs, swap and tap. Then you do shoulder taps. So from there you lift your hand up, tap your shoulder, swap, and keep swapping. Then you do lie on your stomach. You're going to have your arms out to the side in a cross shape like this. Then you're going to lift your arms up, squeeze your shoulder blades together, and back down, up and down. Then you do the same, but you bend your elbows. So you bring your elbows in, lift them up, and then back down. Imagine you've got a grape on your back between your shoulder blades, and you're trying to squeeze the grape every time. You're trying to squash it. Then the last one you're going to do is just dorsal raises, so arms out in front, lifting your legs up nice and high as you can go. So we're going to do 2 rounds of that. We're going to do a Tabata. I will count you in and out. Are you ready? We are starting with holding front support. Okay, 3. Oh no, not 3, 2, 1. I've got to put some music on first. That's it. Okay, ready for front support? 3, 2, 1, hold. So hold that shape, keep your head up, don't drop your head. That's it. Nice, guys, well done. 3, 2, 1, relax. Okay, next up, elbow press up, so starting with front support, down to your elbows, back up to front support. 3, 2, 1, go. Keep that bum low. Don't lift your hips up. That's it. Keep that bum low. Good, easy. 3, 2, 1, stop. Okay, next up you've got one wide press up, followed by one narrow press up. 3, 2, 1, go. That's it, so one big one, and then bring those hands in nice and close. Try and get yourself nice and low in each one. Good, Ava. Good, Abigail. Keep that bum low. 3, 2, 1, stop. Okay, next up, back into front support. You're going to lift one hand up and tap your legs. 3, 2, 1, go. That's it, keep going. Try and keep your body still, so don't lift your body up. Good, well done. 3, 2, 1, stop. Okay, next up, shoulder taps. Again, keep your body nice and still. Don't be moving those chests. 3, 2, 1, go. So tap those shoulders. Keep your body really still. That's it. Oh, good, Macy. Good, Emily. Well done. Good, Ellie. Good, Eve. 2, 1, stop. Okay, lying on your belly. Arms out to the sides. Lift your shoulder blades and squeeze them together. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, next up, bending those arms, and then squeeze those shoulder blades together. 3, 2, 1, go. Squeeze them together, keep those arms lifted. Make sure your elbows stay nice and bent, and keep your head on the floor. Good, well done, Darcy. Well done, Lola, and well done, Scarlett. 3, 2, 1, stop. Okay, last one, dorsal raises. Staying on your belly, lifting your legs up at the back. 2, 1, go. So lift those legs up, use your bum, squeeze your bum, and then use your hips. Well done, Isla. Keep those legs nice and tight. Three, two, one. Right, moving straight on, we're going to start again. So back to front support. 3, 2, 1, front support. So holding it, keep that bum low. That's it, good job everyone. Squeeze those shoulders. 3, 2, 1, stop. Okay, next up, starting in front support, down to plank, back up to front support. 3, 2, 1, go. Try and make these nice and quick. Keep those knees up. That's it, keep going. 3, 2, 1, rest. Next up, one wide press up, followed by one narrow press up. Well, ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Good. So when you do the narrow press up, squeeze those elbows into your sides. Good, Talia, well done. 3, 2, 1, stop. Okay, next up, front support, tapping those legs. Keep that body nice and still. 3, 2, 1, go. Tap those legs. Good job, everyone, keep going. That's it, knees, well done, keep going. Good, Sophia, good, Isabella. Nearly done. 3, 2, 1, stop. Okay, next up, shoulder taps. Again, keep that body really still. 3, 2, 1, go. Shoulder taps. Keep that body still, Maya. Yeah, better, well done, good Sean. Good, Keela. Two, one, stop. Okay, next up, lying on your belly, arms out to the side, squeeze your shoulder blades together. 3, 2, 1, go. So remember, you got that imaginary grape and you'll try to squash it. Good job. 2, 1, stop. Okay, bend those elbows and then lifting them up. 2 exercises to go. 3, 2, 1, go. Arms up, squeeze that grape. Good job. Keep working. Well done, nearly done. 3, 2, 1, stop. Okay, last up, we're doing our dorsal raises. So lifting our legs, keep your feet squeezed together, legs nice and straight. 2, 1, go. That's it, keep going. That's it. 2, 1, and stop. Well done. Okay, give your arms and legs a shake. Right. Next up, you're going to need your floor bar, parallel bar, book, whatever you're using here. If you have none of those, you can do your stuff on the floor. You'll just need to watch Josie's hand placement. So, the first thing you're going to do, this is all about strength for bars. So we're strength and shaping. So we're working really hard on our front support shapes for our casts, getting ready for our cast to handstands, and just holding ourselves on the bar. So the first one you're going to do, again we're going to do this as a Tabata, so a bit boring I know, but gets the job done. You're just going to do, go into front support. Nice and easy. Front support and hold. That's your first Tabata, hands on your object. Then, the second one, back into front support. You're going to bring your hands down to the front, then back up onto the bar. So down and then up again. Easy peasy. Then you turn your bar or your block around. If you've not got anything to do, if you haven't got a bar like this, what I want you to do is put your hands one in front of the other like that. So rather than being out to the side, you just got one hand in front of the other and you're holding them like that. So you're going to do your front support hold again. This time you've got a little bit less space or a little bit less surface area, so it's going to be a little bit harder. You're going to have to really engage your core and squeeze your shoulders. Then you're back in your front support. This time you might see what's coming. You're taking your hands down to the side and back up again. So down to the sides, back up. Down to the sides, back up. Then you're going to keep your bar there. You're going to do leg taps. So like we just did in the last exercise, you're going to do leg taps, keeping yourself one hand in front of the other, lift one hand up, and then tap your body. Then you turn your bar round so it's normal again. You do exactly the same, bar normal ways, leg taps. It's a little bit easier. Then, lying, I'll get close to it, sideways. You're going to lie on your back. If you've got something to hold on to, fantastic. If not, don't worry. From there, you're just, the first one, all you're going to do is hang, or imagine you're hanging. So you're just going to lie in a nice long shape. I want you to really think about extending your legs, making your toes nice and pointed, pushing your knees all the way into your floor, and making your back. So at the moment, I can't put my hand underneath Josie's back because her back is so straight and so pushed into the floor that I can't get my hand underneath there. So that's what you're aiming for. You're aiming to be so tight that nobody else can get their hand under your back. And then the last exercise you do is leg lifts. So you lift your toes up to your bar, or up to your hands if you don't have a bar, and then back down again. Nice and tight. Are we ready? We're going to do 2 rounds of that. So, getting ready to hold front support with the bar like it would be normally. Okay, are you ready? Let's go. I'm starting the music. So remember, if you don't have anything, just improvise. Hands are apart for this one. Ready? 3, 2, 1, hold. Nice tight shapes. Round your back in. That's it. Keeping that head up, don't drop your neck down. That's it. Keep holding. 3, 2, 1, rest. Okay, next up, holding onto the bar, move your hands in front and then climb back up. 3, 2, 1, go. So all the way in front and then back up again. Keep that body nice and tight. Don't let your body wiggle from side to side. Look how still Josie is when she's doing it. 3, 2, 1, stop. Okay, turn your bar around. Get ready to hold your front support. 3, 2, 1, go. Holding our front support. If you've not got anything, hands one in front of the other like that. Nice tight arms. Remember that lovely shape. Keep holding. Keep holding. Try not to wobble. 2, 1, stop. Okay, next up. Taking your hands down to the side and then back up again. 3, 2, 1, go. So climbing up and then back down again. Keep yourself nice and tight. Squeeze your core muscles. Good effort, guys. Next up, keeping the bar like that, you're going to do leg taps. So keep that core tight. 2, 1, go. So tap those legs. You can put your feet slightly apart to make it a little bit easier for yourself. That's it, well done everyone. Good job. 1, stop. Okay, next up, turn the bar around so it's normal ways again. You're going to do your leg taps again. 3, 2, 1, go. That's it. Nice big leg taps. Keep going. Try not to wobble. Keep that bum low. Don't let your bum climb up. Well done. 2, 1, stop. Right, this time we're lying on our backs. We're going to do our lovely long shape. So squeezing those knees, pushing your knees, toes down. 2, 1, hold. Look at Josie's shape. Squeeze those arms into your ears. I shouldn't be able to see anybody's ears. Push those backs into the floor, round your chest. Keep holding, hands on the floor. 3, 2, 1, stop. Okay, next up we've got leg lifts. So toes all the way into your hands. 3, 2, 1, go. That's it, keep going. Good job everyone. Two, 1, stop. Okay, we're going to go for round 2. Are you ready? Right, so starting in front support, holding your bar like you would hold it normally. Ready for front support. 3, 2, 1, hold. Front support. That's it, nice tight shapes. Don't have your bum sticking up too high. Don't drop your shoulders, keep your head in line with your back. Knees off the floor, that's it. Keep holding all the way to the end. Stop there, okay. Next up, taking our hands down in front and then bring them up again. 3, 2, 1, go. So hands down to the front and then back up. Don't stop till he says so. Keep going. Nearly done. Keep going. Keep yourself up nice and tall. 3, 2, 1, stop. Turn that bar around now. Ready, 2, 1, go. Hold that front support shape. Hands one in front of the other. Squeeze those ribs, tight cores. If you want to make it a little bit easier, feet apart. If you want to make it a bit harder, feet together. Keep going. 3, 2, 1, stop. Okay, this time, taking your hands out to the side and then back up again. 3, 2, 1, go. Hands down to the side and then back in again. Keep that front support shape really tight. Squeeze your core muscles. Well done everybody. 3, 2, 1, stop. Okay, next up you've got leg taps, so still keeping the bar like that. One hand up, tap those legs. 2, 1, go. Tap your legs. Keep going, well done. Three, 2, 1, rest. Turn your bar back round. 3, 2, 1, go. That's it, leg taps, keep that body really still. Don't be going side to side. Keep going. 3, 2, 1, stop. Okay, lying on your back, ready for your hanging long shape. Squeeze those knees, push them down to the floor. 2, 1, go. Arms up, squeeze those knees down to the floor. Don't let that back creep up. Push it down, push your shoulders down. 2, 1, stop. Okay, last one, we're going to do our leg lifts. 3, 2, 1, go. Keep going, that's it, good job. Keep going, well done everybody. 2, 1, stop. Well done guys, that looked really good. Right, we're going to do our last set of Tabatas. We're nearly done now. So we're going to do a little bit of work on handstands. So for this, if you're nearby a chair, sofa or wall that you can pop your toes up on, that would be fantastic. So, just for you to stop. First what you're going to do, lying on your front, you're going to do your handstand shape. Close, will you demonstrate me a lovely handstand shape? So, Joyce has got lovely tight legs. She's pushing her hips down to the floor, her ribs are in at the back, and then she's pushing her shoulders down as well. The next one you're going to do is a kneeling handstand shape. So you're on your knees. That's it. Arms up by your ears. Opening those shoulders. Flat hands, so you want to imagine that your hands are on the floor, and then your shoulders are open, and your back's in a lovely straight line. Easy peasy. Then staying on your knees, you're going to do shoulder shrugs. So, what Josie is only this part of her body moving. It's not her arms bending, it's her arms staying completely straight, and she's just moving her shoulders. Then you're going to go into front support and do shoulder shrugs in front support. Easy peasy. Again, what? Do me another set, Josie. You'll see, again, it's only her shoulders and her upper body moving. It's not her bottom, the bottom of her body. This bit's staying really straight. Right, then you are moving on. You're going to do the next part. We're going to do our L-shaped handstands and our tuck-shaped handstands. But I want you to hold. Can you do it to the side, Joyce? You're going to hold this one for the rest of the Tabata. So the first thing you're going to do is a tuck-shaped handstand. So knees in, getting your shoulders as close to the wall as you object as you can, holding that shape. Then you're going to do an L-shaped handstand. Lifting your bum right over your head, holding here. Then staying in that L-shaped handstand, you're going to do shoulder shrugs. Joe, show me a nice L-shaped handstand, please. That's it. And then the last one you're going to do, staying in that L-shaped handstand, shoulder taps. So, up you go, lifting one hand up. So, for time reasons, we're only going to do this one once, but I want to see everybody holding those last 3 shapes, or the last 4 shapes for the whole time. So once you're in that handstand, hold it there. Are you ready? Starting with a handstand shape on floor. Okay, so lying on your front, handstand shape on floor. I'll count you in and out. 3, 2, 1, go. That's it, pushing those shoulders down. Well done. Keep your ribs in. Imagine you've got a break between your rib cage now, you're trying to squash it. Keep holding. 3, 2, 1, stop. Okay, next up, onto your knees. Ready for your handstand shape on your knees. 1, go. So holding those arms up, open those shoulders as far as you can. Don't arch your back. Keep your back lovely and straight. That's it, keep going on those knees. Lifting up tall. You have a straight back here. Chin up. 2, 1, stop. Okay, staying on your now going to do your shoulder shrugs. 3, 2, 1, go. That's it, keep going. That's it, good job everyone. 3, 2, 1, stop. Okay, into front support. Ready to do your shoulder shrugs, keep your tummy tight. 2, 1, go. That's it, so just moving those shoulders. Keep those legs up. Try and make it a nice, deep shoulder shrug. Try and all the way down and all the way up again. 2, 1, stop. Right, go find your thing that you're going to do your handstand shapes on. And remember, don't come down. Tuck handstand first. 1, go. So tuck shaped handstand. Get your hands as close to your furniture as you can. Bum over your head. Keep going. Three, 2, 1. Okay, move into your L-shaped handstand without coming down. 3, 2, 1. L-shaped handstand. That's it, keep holding. Bum right over your head. That's it, cover underneath all the bum slightly bent. 3, 2, 1, keep holding. That's it, keep holding, don't come down. Next up, you're going to do your shoulder shrugs in that L-shaped handstand. 3, 2, 1, go. Shoulder shrugs. Keep that bum right over your head. Keep going, that's it. Keep those legs straight. 2, 1, stop, keep holding. Next up, we're going to do our shoulder taps in L-shaped handstand. Ready? 3, 2, 1, handstand shoulder taps. Try not to come down, try and make sure your shape is just as good as it was at the start. Keep going. That's it, nearly done. 3, 2, 1, stop. Okay, well done everybody. Right, we're going to finish it there for today. So you all worked